are about to listen to Only Fools and Collecting, a podcast for those who like a good moan about figure collecting and don't mind naughty words.
Hello, everyone. It's us. We are back. We took a little break, and now we're back again. You know, your monthly shenanigans of us moaning and pissing around about toys. But we're here. We're here. So how are we all? We all good?
Yep. Evening, everybody.
Ian.
Yep. All good. All good.
Good.
Seems like a very long time ago, but at least we do catch up on Aaron's show every now and again, so it's not so long between.
Exactly. We'll have to do another one of those soon as well. I think everyone's just been really busy, as we were just saying. So I think we hopefully be able to do something soon, can't we?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
First things first. So congratulations to Aaron. Just got a promotion today at work. So.
Good lad.
Yeah, celebrating
Nice
it here
one,
with a pizza.
Yeah.
So excuse the pizza slices if you're seeing me
No,
munching fruit, but it is what it is.
That's cool, mate. It's all good. It's all good. Hopefully he hasn't you haven't got a clause now that says you're not allowed to do anything on YouTube.
You
got that in. Yeah, got that in writing.
Yeah,
I'm still allowed to do YouTube as long as I behave myself.
Yeah, I'll check the contract through when it comes through and just make sure that that's in there. And if they don't put it in, then I'll turn it down.
You won't take it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's their own fault.
YouTube comes first. That's my first.
Before anything, that's my priority.
Yeah.
So no, I'm gonna have to say no.
Yeah, I think that's entirely correct, mate. I appreciate your dedication to the art form. No, anyway, congratulations, mate. Yeah,
thank you very much.
Enjoy. You know, have a good time on the show tonight, and
looking forward to it.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah. So Ian was like a couple of days ago. He said to me, "Oh, have we got anything to talk about?" And I thought, we have, but does it matter? We just need to get on here and talk and just chat, and it wouldn't matter if we didn't have a single slide. We'd end up talking for an hour at least, anyway. So,
very true.
We've got some slides and stuff. We might not be too bothered about some of it. Some of it might be a bit old and that, but we'll flick through stuff. But we'll have a bit of a laugh and a chat and everything. We can have a little talk about anything that anybody thought was interesting at Celebration, whether it was just a complete damp squib. And if anyone's going to go to the next one in Los Angeles in 27.
Nah, it's a bit far. It's a bit far.
Yeah.
Like I love
is commitment in it. That you'd have
Mm-hmm.
to really go for it there, wouldn't you? Like, I don't know. I'd like to do one eventually, but
when it swings back round to London, I'll do it again because it was a really good day out. Apart from fucking my back up for a year, it was a really good day. So, other than that, so I'd definitely go again. But I'm just.
Do you think there's anything special or particular about that fucked your back up? Or
it was just that my back had been playing up for a while, and then that was the day that it finally all went. No, you shouldn't be standing up for this long with this terrible back. And then the moment we sat down for lunch, that's when my back went that was it. Off. It was just
game over.
And then that was it. But once I was up, I was fine. So I just stayed up. And I remember when we were walking down. Yeah, we're walking down to the toilet, and I was like, "Pete, my feet are tingling. Like that's not a good sign." So as any sensible man, we then went off and got a curry. And I'm sitting in the curry house, and my back starts spasming, and suddenly we're just eating. And I go as it just goes. Fucking awful. No joke. About a year, I reckon, if my back had gone and I just fucked off home, probably would have been fine. But because I soldiered on for the rest of the day, it absolutely fucked me for about a year, and it's still not great at the moment. Like, it's definitely.
If we're in that situation again, just go home. I didn't realise it was as bad as it was.
That's why I kept going.
Curry.
Every time I put like a bag down or anything, I was like, "Do us a favour, pick it up. I get down there."
It's such an annoying injury as well, though, isn't it? I'd say like back and neck. Once one of those things is like because causing an issue, you've got problems. Like
I'd thrown my back out before, right? And every time I'd thrown it out before, it just become really stiff, and I couldn't bend over, but it just hurt. This was not. I've never had anything like it. Where like I'd be sitting there like this, and all of a sudden my back would go, don't like that, and it would just spasm. And I've never had. When I'd park my car up to get out the car, I'd have to open the door and almost just fall out of the car, and like onto my knees to then be able to like get up, because I couldn't fucking do it. It was horrible. Like, it was absolutely. So one of the worst
thousands of pounds later, and physio and all that stuff. You're good now, aren't you?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, fucking horrendous. Yeah, other than that, it was fucking cosmic. Really loved it.
Yeah. No, we're definitely. I mean, even if there's one possibly close by in Europe, in a, we could do it. But I think the 27 one would be great to go to, because obviously it is the 50th anniversary of Star Wars, and I think we're going to see some pretty major. Well, I don't know what they could do really. I imagine that obviously they'll release them in the cinema again, which would be cool, because I always enjoy watching the OT in the cinema again.
Yeah, because Revenge of the Sith is out of the cinema.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, we're probably going to go and see it.
Yeah,
probably
I'm tempted.
Star Wars weekend. Me and the boy will go, because Phantom Menace was really good in 4DX, so we'll probably see this in 4DX as well. It's a bit weird, isn't it? No, not with your back. Not with your.
Well, it's not even that. We went and watched. My boy was desperate to watch the Mario film, so we went. Yeah, all right. So
that kicked your ass, didn't it?
4DX the lot, and I'd forgotten the fact that Mario jumps around like a prick pretty much from the start of the film. So the entire way through, the chairs move in, but it's not even doing it. It's going, whoa.
Yeah, and it punches you in the back. And...
It's fucking horrendous. I got out of it and I was like, do you know that bit where Dr. Evil's just sitting in the chair just going, whoa, sick as a dog. Like, it was like that. I was like, oh, power of Christ compelled you. Fucking awful. Like, absolutely awful. But I did the Force Awakens and this second one, I can't remember the name of it, but I did those two back to back in 4DX with my mate, and that was fine because they stop, they talk. When they're talking, they stand fucking still.
You got to pick your battles, and obviously, like we wanted to see Phantom Menace because of the pod race, which was amazing, and also the end battle was really cool as well. But it wasn't jolting you like constantly.
No. Because when they're talking, they're standing there like normal people. They're not just like they're not having a full blown conversation. We're going, woohoo, like fuck off, stand still, talk properly. But so
so we're going.
After that, 4DX has killed me.
We'll go and see that. That'd be cool. So let's see what everyone's got. We've got to start with you, mate, Aaron. New this week, new this last 6 weeks, whatever you want to call it.
6 weeks, whatever it is. There's some stuff I've got. I didn't get anything new per se in terms of like a new figure or anything, but I ticked off some things that I've been sort of working. I'd say this has probably taken about a year, just waiting for the right things to come up on eBay, really, or Marketplace. And as I've seen them, I've bought them. It started with that was originally, I had the DX01 Batman, which was always shoddy, awful for posing. It was terrible, actually, to be honest. And then someone was just selling the body of the DX12. So I was like, I'll get that, actually, because then I can that's literally just change it over. It still had the DX01 head. So it stayed like that for a year. And then I found someone selling the DX12 head sculpt. So I picked that up this month. That sort of finished him off, really. I was happy with that. And then I did actually, Ian, use your advice about the neck. Got that bit out of it in the middle of it, and that sits nicely now. And
it's so much better.
Oh, doesn't it? It was like a brand new figure once I did that. And then Joker, obviously, I had that custom head sculpt a little while ago. And I've just slowly just been buying like new clothing for him. Like there's so much of them now because there's so many of them. So that's the different jacket. The trousers is from I think that's DX11 trousers. And I've just got coming from, I think it's from the States actually, but I found on eBay just a new vest and shirt. And I think it'll be done as well.
Which jacket is that?
The guy was like, he got it in a bulk of parts, and I was like, it looked like on the pictures, I was like, it looks like the DX11 jacket to me. And the quality between that and the one I had is far superior. If it's not the X11, I don't know if it's
really vibrant as well, isn't it? Yeah,
it is. It's the total different look. The only issue I had with it, that first one down there, the collar just kept popping up, which was really looked like some sort of 80s glam rock, like rock star. But I've managed to sort of like pin it back slightly. So when he's on the shelf now, it doesn't look nowhere near as overpowering.
I used to use double-sided tape. So you put it on, then cut it to the shape, and then you could just stick it back.
That's a good shout, actually, and might try that actually. But for now, that's done the job. Oh, and the shotgun as well was just one of those war. I think you've used them, Pete, before. Is it DID? Is it the
DID? Yeah.
Those. That was just
really good.
Yeah. Actually really good. Like really, really good. So yeah, that's just what I picked up this month. Nothing major, just little bits and bobs.
I was being quite busy, so I picked up the modern suit Batman from the Flash movie. I decided I wasn't going to keep the figure. I just wanted the old Bruce Wayne head sculpt to put on my SSR Hush Batman. So I did that, sold the figure on. I think so. The head sculpt ended up costing me about 30 quid. So I was pretty happy with that. Put that on there. Got that Freddy in. I think I'd shown you guys. So that's the sideshow one, but with a custom head sculpt, which is really nice. And I sort of put the base together. There was someone made these like 1/6 scaled kids like fluffy toys, like a little teddy bear, and that's a bunny in his hand. They're really good. So I just made them all dirty and ripped a leg off and an ear off and that kind of thing. Then I picked up the Battling Deadpool, which obviously a lot of people have been chatting about. It's brilliant. It's a really good figure. It's one of those ones. Obviously, everyone's said it already. It's kind of the accessories for this one go with the clean suit, and the accessories from the clean suit kind of go with this one. If you got the one with the gold gun, so it's kind of one of those things where actually like owning the two kind of makes sense. So obviously, I've put the Wolverine claws on the clean version, and he's got the little portal, which isn't bad. Lights up quite well, to be honest, for a Hot Toys light up jobby. And then put the clean heads, the unmasked head sculpt on the battle damage one. So it's just a bit dirtied up. It's got some rips and like Wolverine claws and stuff. Really like the head sculpt. I got the Present Toys one in as well, and a lot of people saying they prefer that to the Hot Toys. I think I'm going to give the nod just to the Hot Toys, probably just because it's got the posable eyes, and the eyes aren't fantastic on the Present Toys, even if the
Present Toys one, they've put like a lot of red round the eye itself. I think if that was fixed, if that was sorted out, it would be really,
he does
really
look
good.
like he looks like he's got pink eye on that one, which is obviously the name of this tonight's show. So I've got that for sale if anyone's interested in the Present Toys one. But yeah, so I've managed to I have been clearing out some figures and stuff, bits and pieces that were kind of in the background. I figured like I'm not gonna, you get them out and you put them on the table and you sort of have a couple of days and you think, am I going to miss that? Does that really does my display lose anything for getting rid of those? And it's like, no. Okay, so I've sold a few figures. I've got a few left up for sale, so it gave me some room to get the Deadpools in the sort of Marvel DC bottom shelf. Unfortunately, we were just having a conversation about there's always a bottom shelf. However you do something, there's always a bottom shelf, and you never get to enjoy those figures quite so much. And I know you can raise them up and everything like that, but it's always that tricky area where they're always sort of on the cusp. But yeah, but the reason really for selling, I was running out of room, but I wanted to fund this timepiece that I've been after for a long time. So it's kind of my 50th birthday present to myself. So I bought it used. It's 3 years old. It was about half the retail price, and obviously it's not a cheap watch. So I've kind of, I thought actually dual purpose. It clears up the collection a little bit, and it gives me, some money towards this bad boy. So, so it's been good. It's been good. It's quite nice selling stuff when you sort of decided that it's going to go, and even sold an indie as well. Put together an indie, sold him. It's not like I haven't got enough indies. And still got the Dial of Destiny one coming in as well. Yeah. So, no, it's I'm really pleased.
Did that Freddy Krueger, Pete? Was that because I remember you asked me about the base for was that? Did you go for that? It looked like it. It looks like the base.
That's the Darth Revan.
That's it, Darth Revan.
Yeah.
So, it looked like
pick one of those up. Yeah, because you got the figure, and I said, "What does it look like?" And I just quite like the fact that it was a sort of slightly kind of rusty sort of brown color rather than a bright red or a grey or something like that. So I thought it just works for like a boiler room kind of floor type thing. And then I just stuck. You can't really see it there, but comes with 3 gloved hands, and they're all really cool. And it's like, which one do I go with and everything? So what I did, because it's got those cool little grooves, I stuck 2 wrist pegs in the back corners. And I've got the other 2 gloves just sitting on the corners there. It's quite nice. So you get to
really good idea,
kind of thing.
Very nice.
So
I've had a slow time with it. 6 scale wise, I've nothing. Like I literally hardly anything, apart from Bev's turned up the other day. That turned up yesterday. In fact.
Mm-hmm.
XO6. I'm always a little bit worried with XO6 after Geordie. So when things turn up and I'm like, right, let's give it a good proper look over, because I don't want any. Because I've said now, anything I buy from XO6, if it remotely turns up and there's something not right with it, probably not even going to bother contact them. I'll just put a claim in straight away. And go, right, they're not going to bother. So what's the point? But luckily, this one, everything was fine. Some people's had turned up without the pips, and you saw on their Facebook page people going, "I've messaged, but no one's said anything. No one's replied." I thought, they're not going to. Like you got no chance.
Yeah,
but
it's just
it's a fantastic figure. Like it is really good. The sculpt's great. The tailoring as normal is just spot on. Her little medical bag, the tricorder comes out of just below her hand, just slides out there, and then the panel with the medical sign on opens up, and there's all vials and tubes and God knows what that you all put in there. Love it.
It's good.
Absolutely love it. Like it's sitting down there with the rest of the Star Trek stuff. And then as it's that time of year where I get a little bit of a bonus, I could have upgraded my resin printer, but it's a year old. It's worked absolutely flawlessly. Don't really need to upgrade it. Before I know, I'll FDM it. I'll give an FDM printer a go. And I've been fucking loving it. This thing's the Bamboo Lab A1. It's really different to a resin printer. So with my resin printer, I load everything up on a computer. I slice it on the computer. I take it thumb drive, whack it into the printer, print. It prints quicker than my FDM, right? But it will print, and I will then there's loads of cleanup and stuff like that. But the quality is fantastic. With the FDM one, you print it, done. Take it off the plate, you're done. There's hardly any actual work to do to it. But what Bamboo Labs do is they go, right, download our app, and you go on their app and you can search for files. And when you find one you like, it goes, right, X amount of people have printed it. Some of them have uploaded their print profile. So you can just send that to your printer and print straight away. And you go, right, so I don't have to slice anything. It just does it, sends it off, and in a couple of hours, you've got a print. So like my boy likes Five Nights at Freddy's, so I printed in that picture that's on the printer there. But the really good thing about it is this thing comes with an AMS, which is the bit that goes on the top. Now, normally that would sit to the side of it, but I've got my resin printer there, so I can't do that. So most companies would go, well, we'll sell you a top mount. Bamboo Labs go, no, we will give you the file and you'll just print the top mount. So you just load it up and go, right, print it. So the top mount gets printed. The AMS then sits on that, and it prints out these bits at the back that stabilize it a bit more and stuff like that. So with the AMS, you can then print, you put 4 spools on it, all different colors, and you can just print in different colors. So you can do it all as one print, just with multiple colors. I printed so much stuff. Like, it's coming really handy for 40k. I've done little objective markers, little tokens. Like, I've done tanks. Like, I sent you over some of the photos with that. Like,
I'll put them in later. So
there's so much stuff I printed, and I was genuinely surprised about the quality of it, because obviously coming from resin, everything's fantastic, right? Resin stuff, fantastic. I wanted to print some fairly big stuff, and I thought, well, I could do the structural bits out of this, then all the decorative stuff out of resin. But actually, some of the stuff I've managed to print on this A1, I've used for filler primer, and it's pretty good. I've not really had to do much to it. So I'm looking forward to kind of pumping some stuff out with this one. And plus, filament's dirt cheap, and you don't use that much to print stuff. The only thing is, I've had to put my bin right slap bang next to it, because what it does is all those little black bits inside it, apart from the big long stringy bit, that's a cable tie saying. But those little bits, they call them printer poop, because what it does is when it melts stuff and puts it through the hot end, it'll have to clean that off. So it just ejects it out the side. So you can either print a little bucket that it catches it in, but I don't have room for that. So it just literally ejects it straight off into the bin. Because if you put the bin in the wrong place, you end up with all these little bits of, like, they look like spaghetti. But it's, I'm loving it. And there's so much stuff that I like with 40k, like terrain like that, things like that, you can just print, and blinding. You don't have to worry about it. And then all the supports are like these weird little tree shapes. And normally people throw them away. But I look at them and go, well, I can use that for a base. It can just be a tree on a base or on a bit of terrain. So it's really, whereas with my resin print, I throw a lot of the support material away. Because I've got no need for it, unless I want a little bit of scaffolding. But with this, I'm proper like caning the shit out of it. And then when I was printing, like we'll talk about later, when I was printing that Titan, one of the leg pieces broke, and now it's been taken down now. Someone put the files up on Bamboo Lab, and I was like, if they'd done that a week before while I was off, I would have tried printing one in FDM as well. But I've managed to get the 2 parts of what I needed, and just went, right, well, instead of me loading it back up on the resin printer and having to reslice everything, I'll just print the 2 bits I need on the FDM, and it came out great. Because what you can do is when people load up a whole plate of stuff, if you've already printed it before, you just need a couple of bits. On the app on your phone, you go, well, I only want this bit and this bit. Takes the rest off, and then you just print what you need. So the app itself is really good. Like, so much so I've had it for about a month. I've downloaded the proper slicer for it. Used it like once, and I haven't actually bothered to try and figure out how to put, because supporting things on a FDM printer is quite a bit different to a resin printer, so I need to learn all of that sort of stuff. But I'm absolutely loving it.
I still find them really incredible, you know. I think it's because I've never really had any, like, I've never used one properly. It's only ever been if I've been somewhere, like if I'm on a trip or something, and there's like a 3D print, you have a little look, they've got one going, and you think, oh, look at that, that's really good. But like whenever I hear someone like you, Ian, talking about it, I'm always just like, God, it's amazing, isn't it? Like,
with this one,
blown away with it still.
You can sit with my resin one. You can't really do that because it's in an enclosure, and because it's just pulling out of a pool of resin. There's not really much to look at. This cunt goes a million miles an hour, and you can sit there and you're like, fucking hell. Like the way it just like this is halfway through the print, and that print head for that 5 nights thing is going all over the place. And when it puts the first layer down, you go, fucking hell, that's quick. Like, it's they're fascinating to watch.
It's just amazing.
They are,
it just
and
amazes me.
I love them because now, particularly with this, like I'll be looking at stuff around the house and going, like, just stupid bits. Like I need a phone holder for work, and I'm like, well, normally I just go out and get one off Amazon, but I'm like, I'll just print one. Or like I need a little, I need something like a wedge or something like that, and you just go, fuck it, I'll print it, and then it's done in like 5 minutes. Like it's yeah. When I was doing that Titan, some of the pistons, I figured out I hadn't printed enough, but I had this bit in resin, and the piston goes inside it, and I was like, oh, I don't want to have to slice it all. Oh, hang on, all right, print, and in 15 minutes on the FDM one, I had the pistons I needed. It's just stuff like that. You can just go, right, I need this, boom. And when you look for 6 scale stuff, I'm never going to have to buy a stand again because I can print them. And then when I was doing some Warhammer stuff, I was like, oh shit, I haven't got the little 32mm stands. Hang on, print. Oh look, they're on there. Printed about 20 of them. You cannot tell the difference. They are exactly the same. And I'm like, well, I'm never going to have to fuck around with all this little shit ever again. As long as I've got the filament, all I have to change on it is the print head, because that will wear out eventually. But the rest of it, I can print what I like. Like I've even looking at some of the massive 40k like tanks and planes and shit like that. And they're on there. I can get a Thunderhawk and print that if I really wanted to. It'd take like 100 hours, but
Printed like an actual tank. I've done it.
Well, that's
1-to-1 scale.
People print full suits of cosplay armor on this thing, and because you go, I'm going to work, and you just send it off to it and go, right, just because you don't have to interact with it. It just sits there doing its business. The only thing is, this whole table, my whole setup, fucking shakes like a bastard because it's going on the rail.
Yeah, I bet it does.
And that I didn't expect that. I didn't think it was going to be quite as violent as
you need to bolt it to the floor, mate.
Need to do something. I mean, I mean, one thing I could do is effectively bolt this desk to the wall. Then it ain't going to move. Or if it was on hard floor, it might be a bit better because the carpet's got a bit of give to it. But it does. The time it's going like that, you're like, fucking hell. But it's fine. Like it works.
Yeah, it doesn't obviously doesn't affect
it. The only disappointing thing is with that, I don't think I could have my resin printer and this going both at the same time. Just because with the resin one, you kind of need
to shake the whole house down.
Well, the resin one doesn't. The resin one's just going up and down. It doesn't move left to right.
Collapses.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You've got up and down, and you've got side to side. That's a dangerous combination.
Well, one's doing everything, and one's just going left to right. So
it looks cool, and it sounds much more like my cup of tea for printing. I couldn't be done with any of that slicing nonsense. If I could just go on my phone and go, boom, there we go.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Pete, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of the other. So if you were to buy, say, a Creality FDM printer or an Anycubic one, they don't have that app support. They don't have that. They call it because you can download it. You could download the app without having the printer. It's the Bamboo Lab Handy app, and you go on there and just go, okay, this
I
is.
Just go around pretending I'm printing them.
Yeah. But you can go on there and have a look, and it will show you. Yeah, just go. No, it's still not there. Still not there.
Might send that.
Yeah. But none of the others have that kind of app, so you can't. You have to slice it and learn.
I wouldn't buy them. No. Is this one a lot more expensive, or?
No, it was about. So if you buy it without the AMS, it's about 300 quid. If you buy it with the AMS, it's about 500. But I would say go for the AMS purely because it's better to have it and not. So with something like the AMS, if you say you have one spool on it, you don't have the AMS. If you run out of filament, it will pause the print for you to change filament. That happens while you're out and about. There's not a lot you can do about it. With the AMS, what it will do, it will send you a notification on your phone and go, right, you've run out of filament here. Do you want to swap around to one of the other resins? And you can go, yeah, fine. Just make it do it. And it's got a little camera on it so you can actually monitor it while you're out. and away. Wow. You can just have a look and go, okay, great, and it just lets you know when it's done and stuff like that. So having the AMS, I'd say you're better off because it works out cheaper if you buy it all as one bulk. So even if you are just going to print in a single color, have it, and then just have your spools on. I think the only thing that's going to cause me, I think the only thing that can cause me aggro is probably in the winter when it gets a bit, there's a bit more moisture in the air because filament doesn't like that.
Right.
But you can you can also print these like enclosure bits that go over the top, but you'd have to print them in a slightly different filament that I would need an enclosure.
Right.
Because of the fumes.
So ordinarily you should keep them sealed until you're going to use them.
Yeah, I think like in the summer, like now, it's fine. It's not going to be a problem. I think once we get into like the rainy season, there's a lot more moisture in the air. Then all I'll end up doing is just when I'm done with it, I'll take it off, put it in a zip bag with a couple of those silicone gel things in, and it'll be fine.
What happens is it just starts to degrade, does it?
It just clogs. It clogs up.
The nozzle. Right.
So it's just a bit of a pain in the arse.
Right, so it sort of becomes a bit sticky because it's absorbed.
It kind of. I think it expands. So it expands, and then you have problems with it sticking to the plate. You have problems with it like clogging the nozzle as well. So it just doesn't work. Out of everything I've printed on it, I've had one failure, and that was because there was a flaw in the actual file itself. So where it was, you've got the plate. It was this disc, this circular bit for this Faz wrench I downloaded for Alfie, but it was laying on its side. But because the middle part where you put a screw through was a couple of mil bigger than the outside, it meant that when it was trying to draw the circle, it was trying to draw it in the air. So when I loaded it up, I just told it to cut a couple of millimeters off of it, to drop it all down, and then it printed it absolutely fine. So that's the only failure I've had. Everything else is just printed perfectly, and I can't fault it. Like it's plug and play. But it's these Bamboo Lab ones that are aimed at just people who never done it before, want it to be super easy. So I mean, you can tweak it, you can mess around with it, and that's a whole nother hobby in itself. But if you just want to go, I want that, then this is the printer.
So how big is that print bed? Is that like an A3
print bed?
Yeah.
It's that. So it's about the size of my head, a bit bigger. Yeah. But you can get different print plates as well. Like, so you don't need to. I mean, it will always be that size, right? So you won't get any bigger. They do a mini version of this printer as well, where the plate's probably about half the size.
Right.
I'd say if you're stuck for space, because you can cut files up and they're easier to put together. If you haven't got the space, but you've got space for a smaller printer, then get that.
Yeah, and just print things in sections. Yeah. Okay.
But it's fantastic. I was thinking, I was on the fence about getting one. I thought, well, I don't want to get it, then not use it or not like it, and can't see any real use for it. But it's I can see myself doing lots and lots with this, which would be handy. But
nice.
That was me. Like I say, hardly any 6-scale stuff, just a lot of nerdery, really.
Yeah, that's really cool. So we just had Celebration in Japan this weekend. Nothing really like massively amazing come out of it from my point of view. But I just liked this picture. They put together this little sort of congregation of different Hot Toys figures and bits and pieces. But the bit I like about it is just on the left there, you've got Anakin, and behind him's a Tusken Raider, and he's kind of just turned around and given it.
I wouldn't have noticed that, I don't think.
Yeah,
that's really funny. Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
It's like stood a bit close to him. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Not. Mate, do you want to mind, like, watch your space a bit, bro?
Yeah, I'll tuck you up, man. Yeah. So that made me laugh. That was it, really. So I put £1,000. God knows what. I mean, we had the Artisan of Anakin and all the shenanigans that went with that, and I wasn't particularly impressed with it, to be honest. And they started changing hands for stupid money, and then inevitably out came a red eye version. It's not the Revenge of the Sith version. It's apparently a Sith apprentice Vader, where he swaps the crystal in his saber hilt and made it red. So it's a bit of an odd one. Any thoughts on this, guys?
I don't see the point in these. Like, I think I get Hot Toys wanting to jump on the whole Artisan thing with the rooted hair and things like that. But look at that photo on the right hand side, right? It's the same fucking dark side Anakin, but they've given it a red blade. All right, that you get a bit more LED goodness, and they've swapped the head out. The rest of it is exactly the same. I'm not seeing any difference at all, and I just think like they must think we're mugs. Like all of there's not a single Artisan one I'm looking at where they haven't made that figure before, and I'm going, it's more than just a head sculpt upgrade. They did it with that, and even like the non Artisan stuff, like the DX more. It's the same fucking figure. Like I've got that screaming head now on mine. You wouldn't be able to tell the fucking difference. You wouldn't know that was the original release. They're the fucking same thing, and people are spending like $1,000 on it. And I'm like, yeah. But half of them, I've seen the hair fucking falling out of them, or they've fucking got dandruff. And I just think, like, I'm pretty much on the verge of being done with 6 scale because of the prices are fucking mental. Like £100 for a fucking head sculpt, all this bollocks. And I'm just like, I can't justify it, and I can't justify $1,000 on shit like this when I'm going,
it's not worth it.
What's wrong with the one I've got?
Anything like that money.
Is there a grand difference there?
Yeah, and as you say, you know, they're still using pleather. So yeah, and I've already seen that some people online are now, you know, they're saying, "Oh, do you want to buy an upgraded tunic?" So you look at, I mean, I don't know how much they are, but you know, for a leather tunic, you could be paying another £100 for that on top of what you've forked out for this thing. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that this doesn't really mean anything for me, and I'm disappointed, you know. And the thing is, people that went to the celebration and picked them up, I think they were paying about £400. Okay, you could, in today's market with the prices, you can justify that. Anything
if
more
you
than
didn't
that.
have an Anakin, right? Then okay, and you're desperate. Okay, fine, I can understand that a bit more. But if you've got one sitting at home, I would just be going, I'll see if someone parts one out, see if I can get the head sculpt, see if, you know, it's just, I don't know. I'm so fucking done with it. It's ridiculous.
Just it's the money side worries me more than, because I just think the more, if it slowly starts setting precedents, doesn't it? And it concerns me that, like, if it starts going silly like that, then they're going to think, well, we could probably chuck an extra, we'll do an extra £50 on the next ones. Or where do you stop? Because like we've just said, it's expensive as it is at the moment, but I can still just about here and there go, yeah, all right. Like that Mr. Freeze one, like that was an automatic. Day one, I was like, it don't matter. It didn't matter. That one was that, and I could. It was a new character. It looks good. Like it looks brilliant. Yeah, and I could sort of justify it. But when it's like this that we've seen before, and just it concerns me because it could slowly just make prices just go even further up, and then it'll get to a point where I just wouldn't be able to do it like at all, really. And I'd hate that because I do really enjoy it. But if it got silly,
I think, you know, a while ago, £1,000 you'd be buying like a giant fucking statue, or I just think of everything else that I could spend with £1,000, and I go, that's more than that's twice the value of my first car there. Yeah, and I go, well, if I you know, don't get me wrong, I've got, you know, things like a DeLorean, things like that. I think, okay, I can see people.
That's how much the Blitzway one, isn't it? Is £1,000.
Yeah,
and you know, you justify that, I think.
Yeah,
But it starts creeping into sort of like, I'm thinking now, just like in terms of just real life, like for a couple of £100, like 200 quid, I always think, well, if it's 200 quid, 250 quid, I can pay that off. Like that could be 100 quid this month. 100 quid next month.
You can still eat, you know.
Yeah. Like I can get by, and
I can sell a few bits. I can move a few bits around.
No one would notice that money gone, but that's like I say, during the Easter, we've been sorting our garden and stuff out. Bloody hell, mate, grand! I could,
exactly.
Like, that's mad. Like, it shouldn't be that. It should be a little side hobby that you can justify.
And for £1,000, I don't want an ugly ass fucking hand like that gloved hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and the thing is, and you see it on all the groups, people going, you know, get a life. That, you know, all this bollocks, defended it, and almost like you're like other people are the mental ones, and I'm like, but I don't. All the time we suck Hot Toys dick. They're just going to go, I can keep doing this.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I feel sorry for everyone in America as well, because they're not only paying £1,000, they're going to pay way more than that to get a hold of it, which isn't, don't get me wrong, that's not Hot Toys' fault. It's just more money that they have to spend out. But I just look at it and I go, if this is truly the Artisan version, if this is Hot Toys going, this is the best we can do, I think you're phoning this shit in, because there's nothing new here apart from the head sculpts. And even then, I don't think the head sculpts are massive improvement on the last one. Tis rhubarb.
I still don't think it's a great likeness, to be fair. And as you say, to kind of put it up on that pedestal, say this is the very best we can do, and this is the price that you know. I mean, obviously this isn't what Hot Toys.
Look at in our charging, the amount people were paying for that, and you look at the detail on that. Now, granted, even with that, I was like, it's too much for me. It's mental. But but I can see that, and I can go, okay, there's so much more detail in that. There's, you know, it looks. If you put that on a shelf, you take a photo of it, it looks like a person. Take a photo of this when it's on your shelf, and people go, that's a lovely figure. That no one's going to go, fucking, I don't remember that bit of the film, or you know, it doesn't, because it still looks like a figure. The suit doesn't look like Anakin.
No,
but but other than that, it's lovely.
Yeah. I think, it's the problem is that you've always going to have the sort of YouTubers like Justin and Jedi Patrol and stuff that are going to get these in, because that kind of is sort of part of their income. They're monetized and that, so it's not really costing them like their real money. You know, that like us normal people, where we've got to pay bills and out of that budget. You know, that this comes out of. We don't have like a separate figure sort of stream of money.
If you're doing that to make money, it's part of, it's like materials, right? It's just part of what they have to, if they want to keep putting videos out and making money off of videos. Not saying it's completely their only source of income or their main livelihood, but it becomes more of a business, right? I need to spend £1,000 on this because I know I'm going to make X amount of back on views and other things. And they'll have deals and things where they get stuff cheap anyway. But for the average person,
you have to be realistic, and this is no way worth getting into debt over or something like that. You know, you don't need it. Nobody needs it this badly. And I think sometimes you kind of, as you say, you sometimes you'll push yourself slightly beyond that sort of comfortable area you're in, like with the Mr. Freeze or whatever. But I think, as you said, Aaron, it's a great looking figure. It's completely brand new. No one's ever done it before. It's really going to stand out. Whereas, we've had so many Anakins. We're going to have more Anakins. He's back in Ahsoka, so there'll be another version there, stuff like that. So,
if I spent £1,000 and I swapped out that Anakin, who's going to go, oh, that's new, that looks so much better. It looks the same. Like it's like objectively, people aren't going to go, oh, it's going to be, oh yeah, Anakin. Like it's not.
Yeah, no, and it's certainly not shrink ray, and it has to be really to be even at the retail price, I think. So a bit of a miss there. So these are all the ones that were released at Celebrations. This is the weird. I mean, it doesn't look as bad as I thought it might be. This is the kind of like
bigger version of the Hasbro one they launched at the London one, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. So it's kind of like a lit Vader. So he's got kind of the red and purple lighting on him. It looks okay, but I mean, it's not saying that I have in my display. It's very specific.
My thing.
No, and unless you have it lit, like in the picture on the left there, it just looks bonkers.
Problem is the armor itself is so shiny anyhow that it catches the light anyway. So you've got, because this is similar, like there's a painting style called non-metallic metal, and the idea is that you paint all the metallics with normal matte paint, and you paint in all the reflection and everything like that, so it looks like metal. You're capturing all the light, everything. Problem is, it looks really good up until you view it from a different angle, because your eyes go, but the light's coming from that way, and then you have natural light coming in, because that photo on the right hand side, well, all that chest piece that has all that highlighting on, but you can't really see it because the proper light is shining on it. It's only really his dick, because that's in darkness, that you can really make out all the highlighting.
Yeah, they've gone to town.
Yeah. So unless you shine, unless you don't shine the light directly on it, you ain't going to pick off that shit up in a way. It's just going to look weird, because your eyes go in, the light's coming from the left because that's where it's painted on. It's really actually shining from the right, and it just looks weird.
I'll tell you what, Vader, when I got that the unmasked head sculpt recently, I think it was on the last show, wasn't it? It was my got this
Jedi one,
and and since I put that on there, he's not my favorite figure in my collection at all. But I tell you what, I don't think I can see myself ever needing to change. He just looks banging.
No.
With the CCFL Red Saber, when I've switched that on, he's the one I often, like if I'm walking through the hallway, I sometimes find myself just going, he does look good, doesn't he?
And as Ian said, because the armor is so reflective, it does pick up all that.
It just always looks good. And next to that stormtrooper I got, it just always catches my eye all the time. So I think whatever they put out now for Vader, I'm always just going to go, no, I don't need anything. It's perfect.
The old Mythos statue was really good, where he was holding the helmet with his obviously all unmasked. He was holding it, looking at it. So that always looks really good when you've got something like that set up.
I've got mine.
Yeah. I did it with the quarter scale. I had that set up like that for ages, because it's just a cool pose, and I've always really liked that statue.
It never happened in the movie, but I've got other Vaders in the cabinets doing the screen accurate thing, and for that one, I always wanted to display the head sculpt because it's so good, and I've got him like holding the helmet kind of thing.
Going back to my printer super quick, these files on there to print a 6-scale Vader throne. And I'm very tempted to do it and have him sitting on the throne with his helmet off.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
That would look banging, that.
Yeah, I'm very tempted. That might be a little side project. Disco Vader. I like that. Brilliant.
Yeah. Again, I've guessed on the price. I've no idea. I assume it's its proper price was a normal price, £300. Who knows what people are paying for him on the aftermarket? I don't know. Just because it was an exclusive. We had another one here which we've looked at before and we all think is terrible. I think
it's funny because the actual drawing of it doesn't look that bad. It looks quite menacing. But as soon as you put it into like a 3-dimensional form, because the cunt can't even put his belt on properly. Like
No. The one on the right looks like he's like a dwarf, doesn't he?
It looks really weird there, and it's dwarf, isn't it?
He's like, fucking hell, I've got to get changed. All right, he's not fucking pulled his top on. His belt's all skew with. His little like cod bits hanging off to the left. Like
Darth Maul's child that's put on Darth Maul's dad's clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you wearing
comes out. Darth Maul's like, I've warned you about tying string around your head. Stop it. Pack it in
around your massive forehead.
Yeah.
Give it here. No, give it here.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Do you reckon he's like a dreidel? You just like whip the string and he just spins.
Yes. Yeah.
A really odd picture. It looks worse than it did like when I last looked at it.
It's like someone couldn't give a shit and they've just gone, oh fuck it, put it on the shelf. Like, Like, do you remember when we went to Celebration and there was that stand that had Hot Toys and sideshow figures and stuff like that?
On them was terrible,
and they literally just got them out of the box and just gone like
really?
it made them look like really, and if some of them were figures we had ourselves. Yeah. We know how good they are when they're posed up, but it just made them look like cheap crap, like 20 quid.
Terror. That's actually that's awful.
Really did. Like, the Hasbro lot. Oh, honestly, I went out and bought the Hasbro.
They tricked you.
Return of the Jedi, Boba Fett, purely because of how they posed it. It looked fantastic.
Yeah, there's no.
And they had like dios set up. Well, I was like, I finally see the attraction with Hasbro stuff now.
Yeah.
Like I get it. My eyes were opened and I was like, this is fantastic because you can do all of this. And then we go to this bloke who's selling Hot Toy stuff and he's literally taking them out the box. They're all bolt upright. Do you know when they're on the stand and they kind of go like that, so they're standing on their heels.
Yeah.
They were like that. I was like, oh, come off it, mate. And the cheeky bastard. He's then put little stickers next to everything. He's like, fucking like the First Order Stormtrooper, like he's got that, and next to he's got like £300. I'm like, if you're going to absolutely take the piss, at least make it stand up properly. Like, fuck.
People will be like, I saw that in Toys R Us for 20 quid. That's charging 300.
Yeah, literally made every single Hot Toy and sideshow figure he had,
and it just makes me laugh. Like how many people? Do you, just to take that for example, how many people that go to something like that have they never? Are there that many people that have never seen a Hot Toys and know that those First Order Stormtroopers are like 100 quid?
Yeah,
and go, oh fucking hell, look at that! I'm going to buy that 300 quid.
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
Is there that many mugs around? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you want someone who doesn't know what any of it is, and they look at it and fall in love with it. Doesn't matter. Like the first figure I had was the Captain America, and it was the Star Spangled Man. Objectively, a really funky, stupid-looking figure, but I was like, "This is fucking amazing!" Yeah. Like, look at it; it's fucking brilliant. And I bought it then and there. I was like, "Yep, I want that. Brilliant." If it was posed up like a big pile of shit, I probably would have gone, "The fuck is that?"
No,
like,
shit. Yeah,
that's a shit-looking Barbie, and then I'd fuck off and go get something else. And then all this wonderful chaos wouldn't have happened. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it would have been a different
none of this
sliding doors, alternate reality.
Yeah, exactly.
He had never bought that figure. And
no,
fuck knows what he's spending his money on
doing
now.
Sewing weekly, doing that every week.
Cocaine weekly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He went into hardcore drugs.
Meth weekly. Just me with no teeth, super skinny. Just going. Couldn't give a shit about this.
Yeah, what a podcast! 3 people just literally
on meth. Just meth. 3 people smacked off their tits, just talking shit for an hour. Not too dissimilar, if I'm honest.
No, actually,
no.
Yeah. To be honest, they probably have more than 14 people watching them.
Yeah. Probably more entertaining, actually. It sounds more entertaining than what we're doing. Right, this.
Jesus.
Go on, Aaron. You feel passionate about this. You go, mate.
I went in on this on the Ben Thomas show, and I felt everyone seemed to love it on there. And I thought, I was sat there listening, and I was like, I can't sit here and not speak. What the shitting hell is that?
So for anyone listening on the podcast, this is the Cherry Blossom Stormtrooper. That was a celebration.
That photo in the middle, right? If Quagmire from Family Guy was a Stormtrooper,
absolutely.
That's what I'm thinking. All I can think
Giggity.
of is, yep. You saw that coming out your mum's bedroom when you're a kid. You'd be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I just. Why would you want this? In what collection? In what world?
Well, the same people that the porcelain one and the gold one and the silver one and
I'd rather buy a totally different trooper from any of the films than this. I'd rather, could you not just get one and paint? What have they really done? Is that just painting? I mean, I haven't really painted much 6 scale.
It'll be transfers. It won't be paint. It'll be transfers.
So transfers as well. So it's not even.
So you could potentially do this with a You could do this with a tree. You could just buy transfers.
Yeah.
And
what I want to know
how
is
weird would it look?
The little spot on. There's a little spot on his dick is done by hand. Obviously.
Yeah. That's the main bit.
Just to draw your eye to it. But to be fair, he didn't want anything on his belt. I'm not touching that. Belts are sacred. But do you have to pay extra for his neck? Like, what's?
Yeah. So this is the thing. I hate
the
the
concept.
concept.
Are really weird.
The reason I put it in is the figure itself looks really wrong. I don't know what version it's based on. I assume it's based on Rogue One because that's what they tend to do. But I mean, like,
you stripped it off, you'd be like, this is weird.
The head looks awful, like it's disjointed. Looking at the body on that left picture, it just looks so plasticky and cheap. And
that's why they chuck the kimono in, so you don't have to look at it.
Yeah, but I don't quite know what I'm seeing here. Like, it seems like a really bad sculpt.
Man, the picture of him in front of the white blossom, the picture of him in front of the white blossom almost looks like he's got some sort of expression going, like, isn't it?
Yeah,
almost. Yeah. And there shouldn't be an expression on him. It's a bloody helmet. Like
exactly. Yeah. And I don't know. It's just it doesn't.
It's really weird.
That photo in the middle, the proportions look fine because half of it's covered with the kimono.
Yeah.
The photo on the left and the top right are just.
I've never been a fan of the changes they made to the armor for Rogue One, and ever since, I've never liked it compared to the OT stuff. Yeah. I found it very like gappy, like the gaps in the armor and everything. And funny enough,
it doesn't really work for an armor, does it? To have loads of gaps in it.
Not really. I mean,
fundamentally,
you're going to go for the groin area. That's a weak point.
Aim for the dot.
That's the thing. That's why they put the dot on. So you aim for the dot, and it's all bouncing off. I watched the first 2 episodes of Andor last night, and there's a bit where there's 2 stormtroopers watching the screen, and their heads look like that. So this is what they look like. They look really awful. Series?
Is that how I've not. But
the stormtroopers looked awful, and they looked like this. So
that's where that's come from.
Then, it's screen accurate, but I don't know why this head looks so weird.
Yeah, the armor's just fucking weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've been watching Andor. I've just been playing Oblivion. As soon as that shit hit, I was like, "Goodbye."
Yeah, I thought you would be.
Goodbye. In fact, you two should be fucking honoured I'm even here.
Yeah, we're taking up valuable Oblivion time from you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ian.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, mate.
Disgraceful.
But it's not even like.
We all hate that.
Sorry, Pete. I just put one more.
No, go for it.
It's not even like. You know, when they do something a little bit funky, and you think, oh, actually, if that was in there, someone would go, "Oh, it's different." But like, well, I think that would borderline ruin my Star Wars. I think it would ruin a collection. Because it's not even, I don't even think it's like quirky enough. It's just
if I had that on the shelf
weird.
And my mates came round, one of them came in, they would just rip the shit out of me.
Yeah, I think
what is that?
They'd call you a dick, couldn't they?
Yeah,
even more so than usual. But
why have you got that?
Yeah, they'd be like, why have you got Stormtrooper flowers on? What the fuck was that about? And I'd be like, I don't know. I just really like it. It's just
it offends me.
It really actually does.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, just
what a prick. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Move on.
Lovely handbag.
So then we had, that's what, isn't it?
It is very nice.
So from Rogue One.
Don't remember him
looks
looking
a decent
like
figure. No, I think it's only in like 1 or 2 scenes. I think.
No. I mean the clothes look fine. I don't think the head sculpt looks anything like him.
Oh, I don't remember his face looking like that. You mean?
No, I don't remember him looking. I don't remember him being so emo. with the hair stuck.
Do you remember the handbag? Do
you remember the handbag?
No,
I don't remember the handbag. Or him
it's
like
weird now because now you said emo. Now that's all I can see, and it's a shame because I was
Chemical
about to say I quite like this.
He quite liked it, yeah.
I thought, oh, actually, I quite like this one. Now you said emo. Now I'm going, oh no, maybe I don't now.
He's off to watch a parade, isn't he? Like he's
It's I don't think it's awful, and it's very angle specific. It's not a spot on likeness. And it's very bare bones. I mean, the handbag is all you get, I think. I think it appeals because people like. There's not that many Hot Toys figures in the sort of Imperial uniforms, so I think it kind of appeals from that point of view. Again, I certainly didn't. It wasn't something that I was even interested in, sort of chasing down, which is always a bugger if you see all these con exclusive or like the celebration, and you're like, oh, I want to try and get hold of those. So I'm always glad when it's like, no, I can live without any of these. I'm not. I don't mind Rogue One. It's good, but
if I was there and I thought I'm going to buy something to take home, out of all what we've just seen so far, and what I think this was the one I thought,
and you were paying retail for it, and you could go right. I bought this at Celebration, blah blah, and it kind of reminds you of that. Yeah, it's not a horrendous figure. It's just not very exciting, really, is it?
No, not.
I don't think a particularly memorable character, to be fair.
No, I mean, if it came with the black and white stripy hoodie that all emo kids wear, it would probably be slightly more realistic. But it's just what the fuck. I mean, if you like it, more power to you. But
it's just a little bit. I don't know. They're all a bit like nah. Okay, so then they're into new releases. So this was a really good release. I decided to move mine on. So this is the Ahsoka the White from the kind of last.
I like this. The head sculpt's really good.
Yeah. I pre-ordered it a while back, and I got it in from Kit, and it's kind of like, you order these things sort of 2 years previous, and I'd kind of had an idea that I might pose her up with my Mando figure. But things have progressed, and there's not really a space. So I thought I'll move her on, but not because I didn't even open it. I wanted to sell it sort of sealed, and I sold it. Pretty sold it to a good old Lee Fonkham. So kind of did him a favour for all the ones that he's done for me. It is fantastic. From the reviews I've seen, I really like the outfit. The head sculpt is a million times better than the first release. Unfortunately, you can't, and it comes with like a snarling face, which I'm not so keen on. I think it's okay, but it's not. This one is like fantastic. But you could swap this whole head sculpt onto the old one, but the face plates aren't interchangeable, so you couldn't use the sort of the angry face on the other one. Yeah, because the Lekus are bigger and it's all done differently. So, but yeah, I'm really impressed with this one. I think this is a.
So do you know we were saying about the Anakin? We said if you had it on the shelf, you can still clearly make that out as a figure. Yeah. That photo on the left, if you went, that's a promo still for the TV show. I'd believe you. I'd be like, yep,
absolutely.
Ready, perfect. This is a fantastic figure, and this is 250 quid. You could buy 4 pounds for an Anakin. This is so much better. So much better. I really like the first version, and because it goes better with my Mando stuff, I'm keeping the first one. But if I saw this head sculpt parted out, I'd seriously consider getting it. To chuck on my existing.
Yeah, it's so much better. I think they did a great job on it.
You had the CCFL sabers for this, Pete, as well, didn't you? Did that go with the figure in the end?
No, I've still got them.
You still got them?
Yeah,
I haven't got anyone. It would, but I was tempted to go. Yeah, all right, just to have some white ones, but it would be totally not with the character.
That's what I did originally.
Pretty cool though,
because I'd been making all these sabers and stuff. I'd never done white ones, and then when I kind of watched the first season of Ahsoka, because I wasn't really that familiar with the character, I was like, oh yeah, she's got the two, and I made them, and they do look really cool. And it's like the only character that's got white.
That's it, isn't it? I was like, because I've got Ray Skywalker, I've got her with the orange and the blue, and I thought, it would look cool, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be accurate, but it'd look cool. And I thought, no, maybe not. But
yeah, they
I
do
was tempted,
look cool.
I must admit.
Well, they're still, if you end up getting
still
Ahsoka at one bay, I've still got them. So,
all right, I'll bear that in mind.
Yeah. But no, that's a great figure, that one. And so I only passed it on because it didn't fit anymore. But great looking figure. This I just got nothing to say. I think it looks. I didn't like it in the. This is the, what's he called? Marok or something.
Marok, I think. Yeah,
is the assassin guy from Ahsoka.
He's popping back up in the new Maul program.
What is the new Maul program?
The new, I think it's Dark Apprentice or something like that. So
okay.
I think it's their way of bringing Darth Talon into the whole mix. But he's in that apparently. Like, I don't mind this. The armor I quite like the look of the armor. But he didn't really. I was expecting a bit more of him in the show, so he doesn't really do anything. Yeah. So he's a bit of a side note for me.
But I would say, if you do fight him, just go for the legs, because he's got no armor from like his waist to his knees.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Take his legs out.
Target the leg.
Sweep the leg.
I think this might be a pickup bargain at some point, Ian, if you do like it.
I think you're right. Because when you look at most of the Inquisitors anyway, most of those you can pick up pretty cheap at the moment. They're not hugely expensive, and it would go that way. Yeah,
he was. I don't know. I think he was just a bit of a nothing character, and obviously he didn't have any. There was no didn't speak or anything. It was just
didn't really do much.
Like an assassin. So yeah, if you could pick one up for 130 quid or something, fair enough.
I really like those photos on the dark background that they've done for this Ahsoka stuff.
They do look good, don't they? Because they do look like
really
promo.
Showcase figures and how lifelike they look.
Yeah, it shows if you pose them properly and light them properly, they do look like real people in costumes. Yeah.
Again, I keep going back to that Anakin. I keep looking at photos like that and going, that looks really good.
Yeah.
I didn't have that reaction with the Anakin.
No. There's always something that draws your eye to go, nah, that's a figure. A decent figure, but the hands. Hot Toys are still using hand sculpts from 15 years ago, and when you see some of the quality of the hands you get with World Box and stuff that they do, it's pretty shoddy that Hot Toys are still using those old sausage fingers, from 15
the same
years ago.
5 hands we've had for the last.
It is. They are. They're really bad. And even the Joker they brought out, their Artisan one, same hand sculpts from the DX01.
Yeah.
It's not acceptable, really, is it?
Not for the money. If they were charging you a couple of £100, you go, okay, fine, I can live with that. £1,000.
Yeah,
but there's no excuse for it.
No excuse for it.
No, they should.
And with Anakin, there's not even that many hands you need. The rest are gloved. It's really only a hand, 2-3 hands at most.
Yeah.
But
no, it's those little things I think that really, anything where you can really, you see a wrist peg takes you out of that thing, doesn't it? And
but that's where they don't understand. I don't think they've made a bit of a rod for their own back, because you used to have, you had normal standard figures, then you had DX figures, which were deluxe figures, and they were meant to be way better. Which, to be fair, when they first started doing them, they were a lot better. You always gave you more stuff.
Oh yeah,
you know, look
you've
at
always got 2 head sculpts and
look at the mall. Like you've got 2 head sculpts, you've got loads of the accessories. You could get it with the speeder, without, lots of options. Then they kind of went, well, DX doesn't really mean anything anymore, but we'll still release random DX figures. Like the first version of Ahsoka, still a DX, no idea why. Then they went Artisan. And see, now you kind of go, well, you've got 3 levels of figures, but 2 of them are pretty much the same. And then the 3rd level you're saying is better, but really you're only really giving us rooted hair. That's it. There's no other difference.
No.
And everyone's lapping it up. Really weird.
Yeah, and the thing I also annoys me as well is obviously, and the recent mall was an exception because you do actually get 2 complete head sculpts. The thing is that, like, with a lot of the others, it's now faceplates, isn't it? So the Jack Sparrow, this Ahsoka. So they're not giving. If they gave you 2 complete head sculpts, it's much more justified. And you could then take one of those head sculpts and put it on your old Ahsoka. Happy days. But you can't now because it's just a faceplate. It doesn't fit the other head. So one of those faceplates is completely wasted because you're not going to be swapping that out every,
And you can display a head, right? It's easier to display a head than a faceplate. Yeah,
or it gives you the option to like make a custom figure, something like that, because the head sculpt is the hardest bit to. So if you've got the head sculpt, you could make another version of Ahsoka because you could have her clothes. You wouldn't have to have the body, stuff like that. It gives you options, but when it's just a plate. It's like, well, those other plates are just going to stay in the box or in my little parts.
I don't see anyone. I don't see anyone displaying their RoboCop mouths. You just don't, do you?
Here's my collection of Batman mouths.
Yeah, like you don't. But if people will make a little bust, they'll display the other head stuff because it's impressive. But no one goes, here's a faceplate. Here's half of his RoboCop's mouth.
Yeah,
because that's how he changes expression in the film. He takes his entire mouth off,
like a pensioner,
like
with
face off. I want to take his mouth.
It's like dentures, but it's got like a face bit around it as well.
And then he just put, Robo getting angry, and then he picks up the angry one,
just pops it on.
It's got like a utility belt with them all round, and he's like,
his other leg opens up. And
it's got all the.
He's like many faces. He just presses a button on his head and they just spin round.
Rotate.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
He's like, I'm not angry, it's just stuck.
Yeah. Oh, wrong one.
I need to get
yeah. Just stuck between the 2.
So it's this is
a bit of a bad day, isn't he?
Yeah, so this is the black suit Spider-Man from Spider-Man 3. I assume. I've not watched that film in a long time.
Still doesn't look as emo as Urso.
I don't have a lot to say about it. So it looks okay. The Venom stuff looks really cool. I know there's been a lot of criticism about this figure, and I don't really understand a lot of it,
but they're not. It's no different than the first release. Like, don't get me wrong, they've upgraded the head sculpt, fantastic, but the sleeves are still going to cause you issues, like they did on the first release.
Yeah.
I had the black suit first release, and it was really good. Like, really liked it. Because I like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man stuff. The costume designs are fantastic. Like, the suit's brilliant. But at this point in the day, I just don't know who would want it anymore. Like, only because that's saying that's not fair. Like, the first people will want it because it's iconic, but yeah, it's just
and there's like a third party suit set, isn't there? So you can have him and he's like going down the street,
that's it.
All that.
But they don't seem to have learnt from the first release. It just seems they've done a Grievous is what they've done, where they've gone, we've got the opportunity here to improve this, but we're going to do exactly the same thing again. And again, look at the size of those hands in proportion to the rest of it.
Yeah,
like. It just, for 300 quid, you got to start asking these questions.
And it might even be. I didn't even. I just made that up. So probably, it could be more than that. Yeah, it's just again a bit lazy, isn't it? It's not. It's just rehashing the same stuff and not really pushing the.
When you look at the other Spider-Man suits and the way their hands work on those, they could have done something similar, like that would have stopped. Because the problem you've got is because those wrists aren't, they're not really attached to the body, the suit. So as soon as you start giving it all this with it, they ride up a bit, and you expose quite a bit of the suit underneath. The wrist underneath. So it just looks.
It's always a problem as well because obviously when you start posing the hands, you then misalign the webbing and So it's always a bit of a. So would you prefer those? Do you prefer those ones like those half-hand ones they had on? They were weird.
They were weird, but I think they look better in the long run.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, the problem is a 6-scale Spider-Man never really works properly because of the restriction. You know, when we see Spider-Man whizzing around, it's CGI. Like they can make the suit whatever they want. Like you put that in a fabric suit and then
can never
start posing him like Spider-Man. It exposes all these problems.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
Just to me, it just always seems a shame to have a Spider-Man standing there staring at you. You know, Spider-Man to me he's fucking flipping all over the place.
We all love Spider-Man, don't we? We all remember that.
Me too.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Have you watched
Anyone picked him up yet?
No. Have you watched the program?
No,
I haven't, mate. No.
My boy wanted to watch it. And I thought, fucking hell, all right. Put it on, binged it. It's actually really good. It is actually all right. The suit design's mental, but he doesn't actually have it for that long. But the actual program's really good. I was surprised how much I liked it.
Okay.
It's worth.
You know what? Actually, weirdly, I say over the Easter, but it started a bit before. But my little one, from nowhere, really, amazing Spider-Man and Friends, like the kids version. I mean, it's not great, but when you've been stuck with Cocomelon for a little while. And
you'll take it.
And Peppa Pig, I was like, my god!
Oh, anything's an upgrade from Peppa Pig.
Yeah, my boy did the same when he was little and jumped into that, and I was like,
"So who are his friends?
They're all in it, mate. All of them are in it. There's Miles is in it. All the villains are there. They're not really his friends, though, are they?
No, exactly.
Spider-Man's been bullied.
His friends, and she sings a song. She sings a song when it comes on. Spidey-Ann is amazing. Spidey-Ann is amazing. Like that's like she's loving it, mate. Absolutely loving it. And over the Easter we watched a fair few of them, and I was like, this isn't great, but my lord, this is better.
Because there used to be one in I remember like a cartoon that's sort of in the late 80s, I think, like before you were born, Aaron. And it was like Spider-Man and friends, and it was like his friends were, I think it was like Iceman. There was a girl.
It was a Top Gun crossover.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a girl that had like flame. They were like these really like bargain basement kind of superheroes.
Yeah,
they
I know the one you mean.
Like they like lived in this house together. It was just weird, but
sounds great.
Yeah.
Check that out.
But definitely,
I've been watching a bit of
like Iceman, but not Val Kilmer Iceman. A man that can fire ice. I think it's one of the X-Men, isn't he? Yeah. I'll kick this out. What's that? Go on. Get rid of that shit.
I'd love to, but it's changed it. Well, I don't think I can kick it out.
No. The fuck is that shit? We've been hacked.
Being hacked, we.
Well, being hacked. Someone's left a comment.
Yeah.
I know you're 50, but you should have a better grasp of technology than that.
I'm not going to streamboo.com. I don't want to. I don't.
We've got hackers.
Yeah, what about it?
Cheap viewers on Streamboo.
Go on, you go on Streamboo, mate, and see what happens, mate.
Yeah, but we haven't been hacked. I'm not going to click the link, but we haven't been hacked. They've left.
I didn't invite him because I didn't invite him in.
That's not how comments work.
I know. Why can't we get rid of him?
This is like the Allen key all over again.
It is. Yeah. Okay. Cassian Andor from Rogue One version. Q2, Q3 2026, 220 quid. So again, like if you pre-order these things now, the prices are okay. That's not a bad price to be fair. And obviously that is like now 400 quid in America because of this little war that's going on between US and China. You did 145. We'll do 245. Brilliant. I mean, it doesn't get much more childish, does it? Really? And it's like It's real life, and it's a bit sad. But and like people said in the comments, do we really feel any sympathy for them? We've been having to pay all this shit. I know we have ways of avoiding them, but technically we have been paying these fucking ridiculous tariffs to our own government for a very long time.
Yeah,
we have, but nowhere near.
Oh no,
nowhere near this kind of level of. I mean, it's gotten that bad. Retailers are now going, I'm not shipping to America.
They're not shipping, are they?
No. Exo6 have done it. I think Kit's had a load of crap about it.
Kit's stopped for a couple of weeks.
I mean, he's handled it very well, to be fair. But everyone's getting a lot of shit about it. And it's insane. Like the price, if it was an extra 50 quid, people would swallow it. But it's such a big jump up.
Yeah.
Like we've had to pay 60, 70 quid on a £200 figure. They're paying like 200 quid.
Yeah,
on a 200
Yeah.
No wonder Anakin's so expensive.
Yeah,
he's probably only worth £5.50.
And 995 quid's like just the tariffs. Current tariffs.
It's mental.
Million%.
Mental. Yeah.
So any thoughts on this figure?
I really like it. I think the head sculpt looks really good. I like it. This is I could see myself.
Yeah, I do as well. I do as well.
Again, having watched him last night, I think the likeness is pretty good, and the hairs for a sculpted hair is pretty well done.
Yeah. And again, something different in it. It's just something different. Like I'm just all about something like, all right, we got him now. Like different, something different.
Like, he's got a nice jacket. He's got a gilet, little padded gilet. It's quite nice for the neck, like the puffy. Yeah, it's a different look, isn't it? It's quite nice.
It's very, very. I know it sounds stupid, but it's very Star Warsy. Like everything about it is very
just all cobbled together. Like
yeah.
And it wouldn't really matter. It would fit in, wouldn't it, with any display you would do, because it would automatically look like just someone from Star Wars, didn't it? It just looks that way. So it wouldn't matter who you had or who you put in it with. You could put them in and you'd go, it's fine. Yeah, work straight away.
And the thing is, like because of the current state of Star Wars, they keep dragging in fucking these big, quite important characters and plonking them absolutely in everything. You can now, like, the bonus with that is you can put anything with anything because they will probably see each other. They've made it the world's smallest galaxy because everyone knows each other.
It's just fun that some of the pictures I like where they show the hands. That's probably those hands don't look the worst hands, but they're probably still the same old hands again. And then
it looks like it looks like either the sleeve has a weird little cutout to it, or they've like photoshopped the hand over it from here. It looks really weird. I think it's just the cut of the cuff, but
I think so.
It looks like they've forgotten.
But again, it's good to have a figure where you are covering up those wrists.
Yeah,
so you
makes such a big difference.
It does. It kind of doesn't break that illusion. But I think he looks pretty good, to be honest. And then they brought his sidekick back, although like weirdly, so he's branded Rogue One because that's his outfit from the movie. This is K2SO again, but from Andor. But I suppose that makes sense because there's already been a Rogue One version. There's been the what was it from, Mando or Ahsoka version?
Was it Mando? It
was one Mando, wasn't it? I thought it was Mando. I want to say Mando, but
and that was just like the generic kind of killer droid version of. So I mean, I quite like this design.
I do regret picking up one of the previous versions because this is very cool.
Yeah.
They are It is one of my favourite droids.
Yeah, and again, you could like you were saying with that, you could put this in anywhere because obviously he's a more recent kind of
Book of
robot.
Boba release.
Okay, yeah. You now see him like everywhere, and obviously because he's in this stuff that's so close to the OT on timelines now, because I think the second series of Andor's 4 years before Battle of Yavin, so they're kind of like they've always been there. Obviously, we just never saw them in the OT. So again, they'll go with anything.
If you've got an Imperial display, you can shove it in no aggro and it works fine. But I quite like this.
A cool design. Again, like this, always the issue with droids is they look so much better with their eyes lit up. But then you've got because they just look like they're off otherwise. But it's an issue because obviously batteries just don't do the trick, and you're not going to be able to. And you have to like take the head off sometimes and all that. So and then you're looking at like fusion reactors. I've had some in the past, and for like 3PO and C3, and eventually they just stop working because they're a little bit ramshackle because they're basically like a sort of like a piece of metal that goes in and makes the contacts. They're probably better now, but you're probably looking at like £100 per figure for that setup as well. So I haven't got any of my droids eyes lit, but they do look so much better. It'd be nice if there was some better way of doing that, but yeah, it looks cool, and I think it's third time lucky. If you haven't picked him up now, get in now. I think the price looks, and these are proper prices off kit. So I mean, $240 doesn't seem that bad to me. It's about 50 inches tall
for the size of it.
The joints have got die cast in, so he stands well. He's got a bit of weight to him and stuff. So yeah, I think a nice figure.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
actually, more looking.
And then here's the big laugh because obviously a lot of people paid a lot of money for the exclusive, the first release of these range troopers a few months ago, and obviously they turned up in Andor first couple of episodes. So again, chance to sell this same figure again. I think the differences are he's got some different interchangeable boots. I don't know what the relevance that is because obviously that hasn't.
I think what they're trying to do is just justify that this is a different.
Yeah, and he's got this big fuck off bazooka as well.
Yeah,
which is I assume sort of.
I like the design. I've always liked the design, but
yeah, it is cool. And I think it's like the other boots. They're like a stripped down boot. They always look like an animated kind of thing, like they did with the
other boots. The other boots are like that because they were in Solo, and they
correct
clamped onto the train. So he doesn't need, if he's not clamping onto anything metal, you don't really need super duper jumbo clampy boots. Like
no. So it is a cool. I don't know how much people were paying, how much that limited release was going for. Whether it was ridiculous money that people were paying, I don't know, but
it's still fucking out of order, though, isn't it? Like
what?
having an exclusive and then not even a year later turn around and go, actually, we got this one that's gonna.
But they do it all the time, don't they? It's done with that Anakin. Like literally, people are still. Some people still haven't got their Artisan Anakin, and boom. Now there's the Sith one that you probably would have chosen, and this is what they Chrome Mando again, isn't it? They do have a bit of a history.
If they really wanted to pump that Artisan, range, they could have given you just another set of eyes or another head sculpt, and then so you've got a choice between dark and light. Then I'd get spending like near enough $1,000, but having it's two separate figures, it's just a bit mental.
Yeah, I love this. As always, I love this show. It's every stage of bigger. So I've got the clean shaven. Who are we saying is intermediate? Ian, and then Aaron's got the full Monty, or How do you pick between you two?
Maybe right now mine might be the full, but that's only because I've let it go slightly. This isn't my normal length.
I'll be interested. Let us know, Polar Knights, who is like. I'm obviously
who's what
at the
stage?
bottom because I'm got no beard, but these guys, we need to rank them.
Most important that we get that done. Actually.
Absolutely, yeah. That more important than anything else we're talking about.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's try and get another slide up. It's all broken. There we go. So this one would be for you guys because I'm not I don't have any problem with. I like the Nolan trilogy films and everything, but I don't collect the figures. Objectively, this is a Scarecrow 2.0 from is it Rises or Last Victor?
Begins.
No, Begins. This is from.
Oh, Begins. Okay, okay. It looks really good to me. The sculpt looks cracking, and you know, and all the stuff it comes with looks great. But I'll leave it to you guys because you collect these.
It's really good. So. This is good. This is a perfect 2.0 because the first version you didn't get the unmasked head sculpts. You just got the Scarecrow mask. So it's different enough, and it's been long enough that there's an actual,
it's a really old one, isn't it? Yeah,
visible difference, and stuff has come along such a long way since then. This is what a 2.0 should be.
Yeah.
Where anyone who still has the first one isn't going to feel cheated. They're going to go, oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's a real upgrade, isn't it?
Yeah. And plus, if you've got that first one, you've got options now. So you can take the new head off of whichever one, and you've got options. But yeah, this is good. I think this is great. This is what a 2.0 should be.
Yeah, totally agreed, Ian. I was really tempted with this when I saw it, actually, to be honest. For it just, I haven't got the first one, but like you say, if I had done, it's a really good length of time in between the releases for it to be totally worthwhile. It looks 100 times better than the first one as well. Yeah, I like it. I really do like it. It's only for the fact that Scarecrow, well, the ones I've got are more Dark Knight into Rise. I haven't really touched the Begin stuff, but
he is in all three.
It doesn't matter.
So
he is actually, isn't he? So, he is in all three. So yeah.
So you can definitely get him in. I think the tailoring on the suit looks really nice. Looks like a real person in that suit. So I like that. And all these little gadgets and bits and pieces look really cool.
I like the smoke effect.
Yeah, like that as well. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
And again, like 240 for that.
Yeah.
Seems pretty good to me because you've got 3 head sculpts. Obviously, 2 of them are the mask. But yeah, again, that's you're getting that extra value for money, which I think we miss a lot.
Gives you options. You've got plenty of options there. Like if you own the old one or you don't own the old one, you've got loads there you can do.
Yeah, no complaints about that one. That's not some sort of just license to print money for little effort. They've done their work on that one. Okay, so that's kind of the end of Hot Toys. I thought I'd throw this one up. This is Saruman the White from Asmus, from obviously Lord of the Rings trilogy. They did one before a few years ago. It wasn't great. It was probably one of their earlier figures. So it's kind of about right time to kind of revisit it for them. I don't mind it. It's come under a lot of criticism. People really shitting on it. So it looks like Christian Bale.
I see it now. Yeah.
It's okay. It's not a figure that I've ever wanted to add to my Lord of the Rings. As much as Christopher Lee is awesome and he's great in the movie, it's not really, and a lot of the cost of this is that base. It's like a reversible base.
I think if it was 300 quid, didn't come with that massive base, I'd be like, fuck off, that's a bit mental. But for 300 quid with the base, all right, even though he looks a bit like Christian Bale, I can forgive that. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah. He's got the light up Palantir as well, which is quite cool. And this is their Crown series, so we've only had Gandalf so far. I don't think they
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. But they're just I don't know. They're just a bit patchy. They're very slow.
I've never forgiven them for what they did to Ash Williams.
No,
what was advertised and what was given were two very different things. I cancelled my deluxe pre-order.
They're dead to you, aren't they?
I'm not. Yeah, I was like, I'm not. And even the Deadeye Ash and shit that they're releasing, I just look at it and go, well, you've kind of already done that. Well, what the fuck? Yeah, they're not my favourite at the moment.
No.
But this objectively is pretty cool.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Ian? Aaron, sorry.
No, not really.
The hands look all right.
Yeah, they look
they
different,
look
don't they? They're not the one. They're not the standard hands that we've seen.
No.
It's got some different shapes going on there.
They're wrinkly.
Sort of
They're real wrinkly. Yeah. I tell you what, that hand there holding the Palantir would work for the guy in RoboCop, wouldn't it? When he's been in the acid.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. Yeah, Mill.
Yeah. I love that. He's brilliant.
Yeah. No, as a figure, it looks okay to me. But yeah, I'm not huge on the Lord of the Rings.
And like that
looks all right.
Base,
looks all right.
That base is huge. It's going to take up so much space. And obviously, because it's a Crown series, they're not offering a kind of bare bones version.
It's that.
Maybe if you could get just the figure for 150, I might think about it. But I'm not really that bothered in terms of having him in the display. And they're just funny because they kind of go really quiet, and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, we've got a new figure," and you think, "Oh, they're still making this stuff." Bit odd, but it's okay.
Just quickly answering Mitchell's question. Yeah, I love it, but unfortunately, there's only one.
Brilliant. He's been waiting on that. He's been waiting.
I've been like, "Come on, Pete, wrap it up. I've got a really good joke here."
I considered putting it in the show, and I thought it looks so boring that I didn't bother. It is what it is, isn't it? But it's basically a man in jeans and a
which isn't like it's not iconic sport. It's just the way it's designed. Like it's like there's a lot like that though, where we kind of go, well, what do I want it? But the costume design is just boring.
Mitchell, I need some explanation on this. I got Asmus organic Balrog on board, as opposed to like mechanic Balrog. But what does that mean?
Organic.
What does that
mean? Made freshly.
I brought out Mecha Balrog.
Like Mecha Streisand.
Yeah, shoots lasers out of his eyes. Do explain. I'm intrigued.
Oh, I've just thought of something, Pete. When I
just
think it might have been on a Let's Get Nuts. I think was there a Star Trek thing with the guy from RoboCop, and me and you were saying, "Oh, if it's him, I'd buy the head sculpt off you to make a Dick Jones." It was a Dick Jones.
That's it.
Did anything come of that? Like, what do we know what that figure was? It wasn't like a mystery figure that no one knew what it was going to be. Yeah. Do we know what that ended up being?
I don't know.
No, don't know. It's not Dick Jones. Because I haven't let that go.
Yeah.
Like...
No, I remember the conversation actually. Yeah. No, I don't know. The world of Exo6 is so bizarre that I probably missed it. I don't remember. Ben probably knows. He's your man, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was. To be honest, I don't think so.
Oh, it's a shame.
It's a shame. It is a shame
because we had that all sorted. You were like, "I'll get that. You take the head sculpt, make a Dick Jones figure, and I'll have that." And I was like, "Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, yeah. I don't think so, but
oh well.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh well. Oh, I've skipped on. So this is cool. I love this is Frank Dukes from Bloodsport. John Claude Van Damme. I love Bloodsport. Like me and my mate I think this was late 80s. We were really into like that. It was like the whole you had like Karate Kid, and then you kind of got the inspiring stuff, and then there was like loads of like cheesy ninja movies and stuff. We used to lap them, we loved them. But Bloodsport is an absolute classic. Watched it the other week and just loved it. It's really cheesy and it's proper like, you know, crazy facial expression. Van Damme doing the splits and all these trademark moves and everything. But so this is from Caustic Plastic, and again, like their stuff's great, but obviously, you know, it's 330 quid, Q1, Q2, 2026. So I wouldn't pay that sort of money for this character. It does look good. Yeah, and you got 2 head sculpts, although the battle damage one doesn't look anywhere near as good as the sort of the standard one. They've developed this new body, and you can actually buy the body on its own, but it's like 150 quid. You know, it's just like twice what Fison were charging for their bodies. So you got to be pretty. You got to love that body to be paying that sort of money.
Yeah,
for,
definitely.
You know, and again, we've got the hands there, like, and the feet as accessories. I suppose the feet are important.
Is it a table? A bench?
Yeah. I don't know. What does it say? That's just a stand, isn't it?
Is it just a stand? Is it?
But I don't know if it's like real wood or. Really doesn't say.
The amount of dodgy customs of these I've seen over the years, this looks really good in comparison.
It is really good.
Yeah, I'm so used to just seeing these terrible Jean-Claude Van Damme head sculpts that knocked around a few years back, that it's quite nice to see one that actually looks vaguely like him.
Does this make sense to any of you guys?
I'm guessing the Balrog looks different before he goes all on fire. I'll give it a Google.
Is it a non on fire one? Is that what we're going with?
Non on fire.
Non on
fire.
The non on. Yeah. So Bloodsport is cool. I would have preferred Kickboxer, even Double Impact hard targets. So yeah, they're okay. But for me, Bloodsport's the one that like kicked off his career, and it's a good movie. But yeah, I got a bit of a soft spot for those because that, as I say, I used to lap these things up. But
it's still on fire. Looking at the photos, but it's not has on fire.
Slightly less on fire.
I mean, it looks really good, like really good. Let me send you guys a photo because it does look pretty cool.
Cool.
I mean, this is really what we want on an audio medium: is us sitting in silence, googling something.
Yeah, looking at our phones. Going, oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my camera froze fucking ages ago. I could start bollock naked, and you wouldn't.
So this. Are you putting?
I think it looks really good.
I'm just sending it to us. Oh, he's just
sending it.
Let's have a look.
Oh yeah,
it does. I don't like the spots, but apart from that, it's pretty good.
I like it.
I'm just a joke. Yeah, it looks all right. It looks quite good. I'd like to see the fiery one to see how much more fiery.
How much more fire can you?
This is just his back on fire. But it does look good. It does look good. I jest. So this one, so it's interesting because you mentioned DID earlier. So Caustic Plastic have just released this figure. So this is the Chuck Norris from, what is it? What's the film? Missing in Action. So Caustic Plastic just released one. Again, probably about 350 mark. Looked really good. It had like sculpted hair. But the likeness was really good. Gear was good. So DID have kind of got in on the act and gone, yeah, we'll have some of that. So for about half the price, you basically got the same figure, but they've gone with it's not rude. It's kind of like doll hair, so it's. But I don't mind it actually. I think it looks all right.
It looks okay.
Yeah,
not too bad.
Yeah, and with DID, you get fantastic outfits and gear and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I think it's all right. I'm not really a massive Chuck Norris fan. I kind of
me neither. I never really got into at all. Actually, to be honest,
no, me neither.
Pass me by.
All I know is he will absolutely murder anyone on the planet.
Oh yeah. He's immortal. And there's a million memes that are hilarious about.
I think it's safe to say we probably all know him more from his memes than we do from
anything he's done. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, he's kind of lived. He's gained like a second wind through the memes, but yeah, it kind of passed me by. So I'm not familiar with the movie, but it kind of, I guess it's like a sort of like Rambo 2, where he kind of gets dropped into enemy territories. But yeah, I think it looks quite good. And I don't mind the hair on it, to be honest, because he's got the bandana.
It helps it, doesn't it?
Doesn't look too bad. So I quite like that. I think that's quite good. I won't be picking it up because I don't sort of know the source material, but I think it's good to have. It's funny their timing, whether that's kind of like deliberate or not, or whether they were working on it anyway, because it's out fairly soon. It's out before the end of this year. But yeah, no, I quite like that. This one, not so much. So Premier Toys Pirate Captain. So I'm assuming this is meant to be Blackbeard, as played by Lovejoy, whatever his name is, from Black Sails, is it?
Yeah. I think.
Yeah. I can't remember the actor's name.
I thought it looked a bit more like the guy from Ahsoka who died.
It does actually. Yeah, you're right.
Sure it's not when he hasn't played a pirate in something, has he?
He might have done. Oh, Ian McShane. Yeah, but maybe I don't know.
I mean, we can throw Sir Ian McShane all around all day long, but to me, he's always Lovejoy. So it's always going to be Lovejoy.
That's why I just called him Lovejoy, because that is what he is.
Even when he was in
he's in
what's
John
that
Wick,
cowboy one? He was in John Wick, but what was that cowboy thing he did a while back?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Even in that, every time he popped up, I was like, "It's fucking Lovejoy."
Yeah. He can't break out of that. That was his. Yeah.
He's always going to be a dodgy antique stealer.
But you're right. It does look like the Ray. Yeah, the guy from Balin's Skull. But yeah,
Deadwood.
I don't know.
That's it. Thank you, Mitchell. Deadwood.
Deadwood.
Go back and watch that. That was fantastic. Deadwood was really good.
Yeah. But it was even better because it had Lovejoy.
There you go. It was
right. So yeah, because Ian McShane played him in Pirates of the Caribbean, didn't he? The fourth or fifth one of that. So okay, so well, yeah, it does look like Ray Stevenson. So that's done well. I'm well there, really. It's so I mean, obviously a bit random because there's not been any other figures from this franchise. But I suppose if you've got Jack Sparrow, you've got the Barbossa figure, you've got this. If you've got a little pirate display going on, looks okay.
I was just about to say that. I think with pirates, you can mix and match them to your heart's content, can't you?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
They're a pirate.
Yeah, they are.
They are pirates.
It's a shame he's not got any representation of the burning embers that he should have in his beard. But I haven't seen the series, so I don't know if they didn't do that in that. Maybe.
No, I haven't seen the series on that either, to be honest.
No, I think I watched that one episode when it first came out. It was all right.
I started watching it and I liked it. I just kind of stop watching it
Drifted
and pick it up. Yeah, I mean to watch it at some point because it was meant to be really good. It's only 4 seasons as well, so it's not like huge amount to catch up on. Yeah, okay, that's all right. Now we know who that's meant to be. That's not bad. Hot Toys teased this today, so this is the Superman from the upcoming film. I quite like it actually. I think it could be a good figure. It's a very different look for the suit, but I do like the colours. I think they really pop.
Very bright, very colourful.
Yeah. Obviously, we'll wait to see what the movie's like. If it's a complete dud, then you're not really going to want that figure on your shelf.
Fortunately, I've only ever seen him bleeding out in the snow, so it's not.
No,
I've not got much to go on other than something's kicked his ass, which for the Man of Steel probably isn't the first impression that you want.
No, it's not giving a good a good first impression. No,
it's all right. His dog pisses on him and drags him back into a cave. Apparently, so
yeah. Yeah.
I'll watch the film because I'm a big Superman fan, so it'd be good to.
Me too. Like, I hope it's good. Good.
Me too.
And yeah, I think.
I mean, he's no Dean Cain, but it'd do.
Well, come on, there's only one Dean Cain.
There's only one Dean.
Yeah, but no, I think I don't mind the suit, to be honest, and I think it would make a cool figure. If the movie's good enough to warrant having it. I figure that I would like to pick up, and I've seen a few for sale recently. Actually, and I've been tempted, but because obviously, I've been selling stuff to pay for the watch, and that I've had to stop. But the Supergirl from the Flash, that's a really cool figure. There's been a few of those for sale, but I've been good and not gone for that. But
I've been looking a little bit, only for the fact I've said before, I'm not a huge Superman fan, but I do think suit and especially that suit there. I think on your shelf it is always the colours of suit. Do you know what I mean? The Superman colour in the outfit would automatically pop quite a bit on your display. And I have been tempted before. I think it looked good. Like some of the ones I've got in there, it's always the brighter colours that I find. Like that Jim Carrey Riddler from Mars Toys I've got. He's in the centre of my display, and you automatically go, God, because it's so in your face, and I think you get that same sort of tone of colour there on that.
I like it.
So if you look at most people's collection, it's all very dark.
Yeah.
So having something that's quite bright and vibrant like this does draw your eye straight away.
Yeah, I do.
Because we haven't really had that with the Man of Steel stuff because of
no, it's all very subdued and more
tried to be a bit more grounded.
I don't mind, and obviously a lot of people complaining about the pants over the suit, but that's his classic look. I don't care what you say. I like it. So I think that's cool. Obviously, we don't know. We've not really seen anything else in the teasers other than Superman. So, but we would assume that there'll be a line of figures to go with this movie. So Hot Toys are obviously going to hope that it's a popular one. But I like it. I think it's cool. Okay, so that's it for figures. So we were talking earlier, Ian, about some of the things you've been printing on your new printer. So you got a couple of rhinos there, and
so the like I say, the rhinos, because I've got Emperor's Children now, I need rhinos, and I have started printing them, and the 3 tanks are all FDM with a bit of filler primer, apart from that yellow one, because that's just the yellow filament I used. They come out really, really well. So I can see myself printing a lot more kind of vehicles. And then, so the right-hand side one is my little Easter project. I say little, it's not little. It's a Warhound Titan. So in 40k, you've got these Titans, which are, there's nothing really there for scale, but a normal 40k Space Marine would kind of come up to just above his toe. So he's quite a bit bigger. You buy these from Forge World. You buy them without any guns, and they're about 450 quid.
Yeah,
then the guns are about another like 70 quid each. I've had one of these before, way back when I had a Chaos version, and when you bought that, you bought it with 2 standard guns, and it was about 400 quid back then. So I've been desperate for one because the in-game they're shit, right? So I don't envision myself using them at all. And this is the smallest of the Titans that they do. A proper like Reaver Titan or Warlord Titan will come up to like your hip. They're huge. They're like huge walking things. But the idea with this is you pretty much point the gun at something and it's not there at the end of it. It's going to kill it. But so this took a full week to print. Took about 4 bottles of resin, so about 100 quid's worth of resin.
Jesus, yeah.
Like when I say a full week, the printer did not stop that week. It stopped at night, and that was about it. But every day was another build plate. And I think
printers need sleep as well, mate.
Yeah. Well, it's more the fact that it's quite noisy, and if everything at night everything's turned off,
and obviously your house is going like that.
No, that's the other.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But the thing is, because this printer's in an enclosure, I've got the fan going that sucks all the cancerous fumes outside.
Yeah,
so I've got to print in the day. But this is by far the biggest thing I've printed so far, and the files for this they come up on certain cults and things like that. And they get taken down pretty quickly. So as soon as it came up, I was like, right, I need to get on the computer, download it. I've got it, and then I can fuck about with it. Yeah. But I had to hollow the chest cavity because that was a solid lump of resin. Everything else is solid, so it weighs a ton. It's really heavy. But I'm hoping I can start to paint that.
It's got the Gorilla Glue on it.
Gorilla Glue for resin is probably the best thing you could do. Now I've had to pin a lot of that as well because it's pretty much trying to tear itself apart under its own weight.
Yeah.
But pinned a lot of it and Gorilla Glued it because with resin, if you don't kind of sand the 2 parts down and then try and glue it, it just doesn't want to stick at all. But this was a fun little project.
That's cool. So what are you gonna? What sort of color scheme are you going for? Is that to go with your Death Guard or?
No, because this isn't a Heretic Astartes one. It's a proper Imperial one. This is a good one. So I pretty much based it all black apart from the armor panels, which on this they're just blue tacked on. So I'll just take them off. I've done those white for the time being, and then what I was thinking about was doing it kind of red and blue. Or putting some hazard stripes on the top. Yeah. Because although there's quite a lot of real estate there to paint, it's all flat. There's not really that much detail there because it is just big flat panels.
You need to start doing some of that freehand art that I've seen people do.
I've seen people do that.
Incredible. Yeah.
I mean,
proper fresco paintings and stuff.
Yeah. I've seen people do that with these all on the back panel. Yeah. Looks really amazing. Good. But I ordered a big 30 centimeter round base, so it's going to sit on that. And then I printed some ruins and stuff like that I'm going to kind of sprinkle on it. I've got some death corp guys I can sprinkle about and kind of make it because it's going to be more of a centerpiece. I'm rarely going to really use it.
Yeah, you're not going to use it in game
because it doesn't. It's in game. So normal games you play about 2,000 points. That's for a full army. The points cost for this on its own is 1,100. So it takes up half your army, and it's not that good in game. It's got 40 wounds, which realistically you'll plow through those because you can't hide it anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah, it's always in sight. Yeah.
So everything aims at this, and you can, however hard you try, you can only really hold one objective. So
exactly.
You can't spread it out.
Even with his legs really far apart.
Taking this isn't like an auto win. It's not one of these things. It's so overpowered that you're automatically going to win. If anything, it's going to be more of a hindrance. But it's just a very cool model.
Yes. I think some of them are sort of justify themselves just as a model, but you wouldn't actually play them.
Yeah. But I'm hoping I'll start to see if I can find some files for some of the bigger Titans, then that might be something I try and print as well. But the like I said, they added these files onto the Bamboo app. Obviously, someone must have reported it, or Games Workshop seen it, because they were taking off pretty sharpish.
Yeah.
But I downloaded them off of that as well, so hopefully I've got the FDM files all pre-supported. But yeah, it's good. I'm well happy with that. It's well worth. It was well worth the week off at Easter.
That's cool. Yeah, so I just put a little bit in for film, TV, and games. I think the only thing that kind of I took from Celebration was the announcement of a new movie, Star Wars Starfighter, due for release 28th of May 2027, which is bang on the 50th anniversary of A New Hope, starring Ryan Gosling. We don't know any more than that. They're saying it's a completely different, they are going to break away from the Skywalker centric universe, and it'll just be completely unattached. I'm not the biggest Ryan Gosling fan, but I will, give this a go when it comes about. I think maybe just because I haven't particularly enjoyed the movies he's been in. Barbie was okay. I wasn't a big fan of Blade Runner 2049. I hate La La Land. I'll never forgive him for wasting that 2 hours of my life. So I think maybe he just hasn't, been in that role that I've kind of
say. Maybe he's just not been in the right stuff, is it?
Correct. I think so.
I don't think he's a bad choice of an actor.
No. He was good in that Stuntman film.
Fall Guy. I've not seen it. Fall Guy. The Fall Guy. Yeah.
That was good. Yeah, he was really good in that.
Yeah, he's done nothing to really put me off. Yeah, no.
Have you seen La La Land?
No,
I haven't.
Everyone's slagged me off, so it offended me.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the only thing that I've got beef with him about. But yeah, so I think we don't know anything about it, but could be all right.
Something to look forward to.
I'm looking forward to something that is completely disconnected from everything else.
Yeah.
Because even with as much as the Acolyte sucked, I was like, well, at least it's not going to be connected to anything we know. And then fucking Yoda pops up, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake! You don't need it. He doesn't need to be. Just give me something Star Wars with no connection. I don't want Vader popping up. I don't want Leia popping up because she's gone out to buy a pack of fags and she's bumped into the main character. Just give me something that's set in the Star Wars universe, nothing to do with
Vader's about to pop up in Endor, I think.
Yeah, I saw in the trailer.
You can tell when a show's not doing well. It's bringing Vader.
It's any of them. It's a fucking.
Gone out to pick up a pack of fags.
It's a galaxy, and every cunt knows each other. I don't even know half my neighbours, but these guys live on completely different planets and bump into each other every fortnight.
Yeah,
you are dead right, though. You are dead right. Yeah, no, to have a fresh, just a fresh story completely.
Yeah.
Could be brilliant, couldn't it?
Yeah, not everyone
could also be terrible, but it could be great.
Yeah,
but I'm willing to take the chance.
Well, I think that was why I quite enjoyed a lot of the what was the one with the kids, the Goonies in space.
Skeleton Crew. Yeah, it was good.
Skeleton Crew, because there wasn't that much, there wasn't that big a connection with anything else. It was, no one really popped up in it that was in anything else.
Yeah, no, I agree. I that's what I liked about it. Really, it didn't have, it was just a standalone. It was a bit of fun. I think my issue with
other than Jude Law being a weird fucking non-Jedi
bit noncy.
They could have completely done away with that. He didn't need to be.
No, it was pointless, really, wasn't it? Yeah,
didn't do anything. Never came to anything either. I was like, oh, okay, we're just ignoring that, are we? Fair enough.
Yeah, it was a bit odd. And I think my issue with Andor sort of season 1, it's the opposite. I felt like it took itself too seriously. Yeah. That's what a lot of people liked, I think, because they felt it was a more adult kind of focused show. I've watched the first 2 episodes of season 2. I kind of it got off to a good start, and I thought, oh, this is this is better than. And then it kind of got bogged down. And like by the end of the 2 episodes, it's kind of like nothing's really happened. There's been a lot of talking and a few people shooting at each other, but actually, like we could have done without that hour because nothing's happened. He's just got waylaid in doing what he was doing, and now he's back doing what he was doing in the first 2 minutes of the first episode. So it's not. I'm not. You know, it's not doing. No, I will carry on, but yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't sort of hit for me. But and I see that your man, is it Zeb, has been shown in the Mando movie.
Yes,
Rebels, the big guy. Yeah,
he popped up at the end of the last series.
Didn't he? Yeah.
So but to be fair, that could be him just at the end of that, just walking him out the bar. Like we don't know at this point. I can't see it.
Yeah.
They've done weirder things.
Yeah.
Every cunt's going to pop up in that. Everyone.
Yeah.
Luke will be back. Leia will pop up. Anna be fucking flying around in the background somewhere. It will.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Luke's severed hand. That'll make an appearance.
Let's hope so.
Fucking everywhere.
Can I just say on this section here, Pete? Just because this is quite monumental for me, I am watching season 2 of the last. I'm actually watching a series of something as they're happening. So Last of Us, I'm actually in. I'm up to date. This is like the first time in years, mate. So thought I'd just let everybody know that.
That's it. That's cool. You've cleared some space for this. You've gone. I'm on this.
We're in, and I had to have a conversation with my other half because she was saying we leave it and we binge watch all of them when they're. And I was like, no, I can't. I need to see this.
You get spoiled. Someone will spoil it for you. Do that.
That's what. And see, I'd played the games, so I've got a rough idea.
You know what the big plot twist was.
Yeah. I know what it all was, but I was more worried for her. But I also didn't want to say too much to her about why she should hang on because I didn't want to reveal it. It was really quite difficult to have that conversation. But we decided no, and we are up to date. And I'm actually watching a TV series weekly.
Respect, man.
There you go. I'm doing it.
Does anybody watch any of the new Black Mirrors?
No. I haven't yet. I want to. They do look good.
Really good. I finished it last night. The one with Peter Capaldi is really good. It's really good. So
I'll have to check them out though, because I do like a bit of that.
Yeah, but I thought they're all pretty strong, to be honest. This one. Yeah. And there's a sequel to the Callisto Star Trek-y one from like season 4 or something. So that's really good as well. But I've always enjoyed Black Mirror, and it's good. Season 7, but yeah, it's good. It's 4 or 5 of them. Definitely recommend that. So it's kind of that's all our news and stuff for this show. As usual, Aaron, your little plug for your channel, your show.
Last month or so, we've picked up a bit. I'm up 89 subscribers. The last video, I made a little bit of a really small change to the thumbnails, and was a bit more conscious of like too much text on the thumbnails, and it's worked because that latest video has actually been one of the better performing ones so far of them all. So I think I might be onto something there with that. So I'm going to keep rolling them out and still doing.
Got a new AI generated theme tune. Yeah.
So funny, mate. Like it was the fact, like I said in the show though, like that a mate sent me like a song that they had made of me, and I thought, oh, that's funny. Started using the app to make some songs back, and then just added one too many beers one night and just signed up and paid the subscription fee to this thing, and then woke up and was like, why have I done that? And then thought, well, if I've paid for it, let's make a song for something. And I was like, actually my YouTube channel could probably do with a song. So that's what we've come up with. And it's actually kind of catchy actually as well.
The last show was funny. It was you versus AI, wasn't it? And you were going through So myself and Ian featured on there with our little figures. That was very funny.
Oh yeah, I lost a lot of time with them as well, making them. Got really addicted to doing that over the Easter holiday. I was starting to make people I hadn't spoken to for years as well, because I was like, I just want to see what they come out like.
Yeah.
They were pretty funny. Yeah. I thought your one was spot on, Ian. Loved it.
See, I'm a terrible human being. I've not watched it yet.
You should do now, yeah.
And was that the last one that was on?
Yeah, the very latest one. It's just AI, good or bad, is the title, and it is just about whether AI is good or bad. It is that. But yeah, you are in there as the action figure, and I
will give it a go.
Well worth watching. So yeah, it's doing all right. And I just trying to push to that 100. I want that 100 subscribers now. There's like 11 left. So I think slowly we'll just get there, I think. But it's doing all right. So yeah, check it out if you can.
No, it's very funny. I always enjoy it. And we'll get another live and uncut.
Definitely.
Other weeks as well.
Yeah, 1000%, mate. Definitely.
I hear someone's fish are very keen on me.
Yeah, my mate won it.
Yeah.
My fish quite like Pete.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Yeah, got to do that one.
So just you just shout out. I think this is I did check the slides, Zach, and I hadn't seen any new ones since this, so I'm assuming this is as up to date as it can be. So he's our lovely Patreon. He's got
yeah, that is pretty much bang on.
What? Wait.
No,
Has he seen?
I like that. Yeah, I like that. Screen grab that. The little paints and little Warhammer model.
Captain Fordo, Rene Mendez, Eric Mariscal, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Van Serena, Ben Thomas, David Jones, Sam Gist, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Gun Figs, Badfish, Luke Skywonker, Danny Lee, Denny Martin, Big Fern, Caesar Marroquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Vermonsky, Jose CZ, Takathy Wah, Aris Portillo, Alvin J, Arelis Delgado, Toy Cartel, Sean Forrester, Sith Scale Collector, Jared Gagne, Alberto Cortez, Big Rib, The Big Donk, Trevor Weed, Darren Ilderton, Don Maton, Stephen Purchase, Sean Yahtzee, Stephen Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chris Perrin, Exodus, A-Bank TV, and Gigi the Judgmental. The March-April Patreon benefits were the Maximus Spooderman sticker and the CW Movie Night Live Movie Night sticker. Again, if you haven't already seen these, you can become a Patreon for $5 a month, $7.50 a month, $15 a month, or $25 a month. Different sliding scale of bits and pieces, stickers, certificates, pogs, all that sort of thing. So if you want to sign up, please do so. You can also become a YouTube channel member. We've got 12-inch Moose Stream, Absolute Irwin, Alex Black, Arelis Delgado, Ben Thomas, Big Rib, Bob Dylan, Chris Van Serena, CT603, DJ, Eddie Mana Mendez, Gare Bear, Jake, Justin Sportscar, King Dingaling, Luke Skywonker, LV Avenger 702, Michael Elliott, Mr. Sketch, OG Fan, 16 Figure Focus, Philip the Full, S Beam, Sam Gist, SpongeBob Squareballs, and Trevor Weed. If you're already a Patreon, and you get these funny little emojis now. The egg roll one is still really disturbing. I don't like it.
No.
I mean, Sonic seems to like it.
Yeah.
Fucking mental.
It's some weird stuff there. So yeah, you get these emojis and member icons and bits and pieces. If you're a Patreon, it's 99 cents a month. It's your loyalty badges, member shout outs on the show. Peanut Gallery, if you're not a Patreon, you can still become a YouTube channel member, and that is $2.99 a month. We've got TeePublic, still going strong. If you want some merch from the CW network, then there's loads of stuff on there. Check them out. And so Ian, take us away. Take us through the network.
I haven't got a fucking clue. But I'll give it a go. So you've got us, the jewel in the crown. I mean, this used to be a lot bigger, but
what, our logo used to be a lot bigger?
No, the whole thing. I seem to remember the whole thing being a bit bigger. It's nice to see we've tailored it down a bit.
I should take up the whole screen.
It should. I think it's evolved. I think it's cut down a bit now.
It's gone down to quality, not quantity.
Correct.
So eventually we'll leave, and it will just be quality. But yeah, so you got us, the jewel in the crown, the reason why we all live, laugh, love, all that bollocks. So you got Collecting Weekly, the mothership, the reason that we are all here. They collect things every week. We got Small Talk, which is the very small figures, anything more than 3 inches, they're legally obliged not to talk about it. CW Movie Night. That happens once a week where they watch one blue movie and sit back to back, because it would be weird if they did it facing each other, a bit messier. We got After Dark. Don't know what goes on. All the lights are off. CW Plus.
No one knows what that is.
No idea. No idea
what it is.
It costs you an extra £10 a month, but we've no idea. And then we've got Just Another Friday Night, which is just any normal Friday night, really. So yeah, that's us. I hope I've painted a full picture of the offering of the network. What I like to call this section is the deep dive into.
Basically, what we do. I think top row, all good. Watch them. Bottom row, yeah, it's not so important.
Yeah, get the top 3 done. Get the ones at the
and unless you're in, like, CW Plus is like a secret club. Like, unless you're in it, you don't know what it is. So none of us know what it is. We're not invited. I don't know what it is. I don't know does it even exist? Is it just a concept?
Just a concept.
A concept, an idea.
It's an idea.
It's an idea. Yeah. It's an idea. But that's us. That's the shenanigans that is our lives. So yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
We have about 14 people watching it. Some, and Dad's 7. That's cool.
As soon as I start to talk about Warhammer, that's when everyone fucks off. So that's why we put. That's why we put it towards the end of the show. It's a good way to kind of everyone fuck off now.
No. Yeah, everyone go to bedtime. Bedtime.
Yeah, go. You know when you want someone to leave and suddenly someone gets the Hoover out and you go, I got the fucking hint. That's what that is. Like, all right, fine. I'm all right, going.
Go on, mind your feet. Mind your feet, yeah.
Flashing the lights on and off. All right. You got homes to go to. Fuck off, will you? That's what that is.
That's a good point. It's gone up one. Someone's just come back.
Toy Matthews finally turned up. He's fuck, I missed it.
Yeah. No, he was there. He was there earlier. But no, great show again, guys. Always a pleasure to stream with you. And we'll be back sometime when we feel like it. But you'll probably see both of us on Live and Uncut, Aaron Articulates next. So yeah.
See you all then.
Right. See you then.
See you later.
Ciao now.